Well, it's time for the Walk Around the Compound webcast. There's going to be some tigers and Pete's and hopefully some squeaks and, all that stuff. Enjoy.
Ah, such a peaceful sunset setting. Beautiful, the air, very nice, the light, pristine. Papa, relaxed. We couldn't ask for better settings on this evening. Papa, hi bud. Hi. Whoa. What is going on over there to make Mr. Milo so upset? Hold on one second. Oh my gosh, Milo was acting crazy. Milo's acting crazy. That was a tactical pause. That was a tactical pause because I actually saw that our new and intrepid interns over here were on the they were on the wings, and I thought, well, why don't we just try to introduce them? They're going to be here until when? August. August. Why don't we stand over so you're not like heads are not in the sun, and you're not sitting there doing like, yeah, it's really great to be here. Okay, so from this way on over, let's go ahead and just name where you're from, and then I'll ask you some questions, and then there you go. So
I'm Emily. I'm from.
Oh, go ahead. No. You don't have to do. Okay, sorry about that. Emily, you're from.
I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Very cool.
I'm Grace. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
Very nice.
I'm Taylor from Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. Okay, very cool. And you guys have been here for like 2-3 weeks. What is it? 4? Oh my gosh. Oh, I screwed up. Hi, Mr. Man. I didn't realize that I wasn't recording. I finished talking to them. Like I talked to them for like another minute and a half. The girls. I talked to them, and then we were going back, and yeah. When I dropped the camera, I stopped recording. I was asking them, like, okay, well, what is it that you're trying to do? Like, what sort of, like, career path are you trying to take? And then I asked them, like, who their favorite cat was. And, oh, boy, I lost all that. And I was going to go inside, and I was going to ask them, like, hey, can you just come back in? And then I saw kind of Polly, and I'm just like, let's just film him instead. I'm sorry, girls. That was, sometimes these things happen. Because I was coming into here and I was looking down, and here's the other stupid thing. I kept on yakking. Like after, I was like, all right, cool. They're gonna be here and they're gonna be helping us out. Center for Animal Research and Education. They're gonna be interning, and you're gonna see them in the background of videos, and really awesome. Thank you so much, girls. So anyway, yakety, and I look down and I'm just like, I'm not recording. I am not. I'm just walking around, just yakking to myself like a boob. Lucia's like, what else is different? What's different, Derek? I'm like, Lucia, I don't need your sass right now. I don't need your sass. Boopaluca. Bless you. Jake. You're like, where's Papa? These guys, they were, and I wish I could have been here for when Heidi first moved Papa into the enclosure, because these guys, they were like, they were snuffling their little heads off at Papa. I guess it was very cute. Very cute. Oh. Oh, sassafras. I get a lot of purrs, no squeaks. We've, I think maybe we've scooped all the squeaks out of the river, We've been panning for squeaks for years. And I think that the squeak rush may have finally run its course. I really do. Yep, there used to be plentiful squeaks in them hills. Now you just hardly ever find a little squeak nugget. Used to be entire veins of squeaks. Caves, glittering caves full of squeaks. Now you could barely even make an incisor filling with the squeaks you get these days. Times have changed. Look at that guy. Oh, see, we gotta get everything. Capture. But really, what you want to do is move over so that Jake's placement in the frame a little bit to the left, and then there we go, JP. But then, okay, you gotta make sure capture. And then sometimes, like, I'd like for him to move his head a little bit more this way. Jake. Capture. Yes! Oh, yes! Oh, getting captures like that, it feels so good. Mia's like, this is why I don't like you. This is why I don't like you. I understand, Mia. Maybe you just don't get my groove. I hear ya. Oh, maybe she does get my groove. Huh. Feeling a little bit better about this webcast than the last one. I don't know what was happening in the last. It was just like I was trying. I was about ready to say a very adult analogy. But I'm gonna. It was something, you know, because I mean, like, there's all sorts of different age groups that watch this content, so I got to try to make it somewhat. But basically, trying to perform a function, you know, when certain substrates are. Anyway, never mind. Hey, Yano. Yeah, I was trying to force jokes. I don't know what. No, I wasn't even trying. I was just trying to. Maybe. Now, I'm starting to fall apart. Just by talking. See, that's the power of that last webcast. It's causing this one to suffer. But then again, I didn't even watch it. I haven't. And who knows? Like I said, in a weird way, it sometimes, like, the comedy of errors, like, makes everything just kind of work. I remember hearing, it was a documentary about the Doors. It was about Jim Morrison and the Doors, and it was talking about how he was this very enigmatic figure, and he was a very interesting performer, and there were often times where he would do these very just, like, hippie, of course, very, you know, chemical-induced kind of performances. And sometimes it would just be very transcendent and trance-like, and it was almost like he was in a different plane of existence, performing on stage. And then other times, it was just clownish. He was trying to do the same, like, Val Kilmer. He was trying to do some of that stuff, and it just wasn't working. Not trying to, like, Derek, are you just comparing yourself to? No, I'm not. But I'm just trying to say that sometimes you can, because I do treat webcast. I treat webcasting like performance in and of itself. I do. I try to treat it like a performance of its own. And sometimes certain elements work. And sometimes when they don't feel right in the moment, that's not necessarily an indicator of how well things are going to do. And sometimes there's times... It's weird because, sometimes people, they'll comment and they'll say, like, this was the best webcast ever on one that I don't feel very strongly about. Not that I feel bad about it, I just did it. And then people are like, oh my gosh, this touched me on a spiritual level. Show me on the doll where the webcast... You. But, anyway, I digress. Where are we going with this? I don't even remember. Hey, Emily, you remember when we were talking and I dropped my phone? Yeah. I accidentally hit the don't record anymore button. Yeah, that whole like second part of our talk, like it didn't get recorded, so I just kept on going. Can you tell people what it is that your career progression is, and then who your favorite cat is?
I'm Emily.
I know, we already know that you're Emily. We already know that.
Okay.
This interview is over. Bye.
Okay.
Hold on. Can you get here? Reek.
What if she doesn't
Reek.
want to be? You never asked her.
Reek.
You never asked if she wanted to be in it.
No. There has to be a cat. Emily needs to be holding a cat. Come here, Bags. Come here, Bags. Hi, baby. Hi. There she goes. Okay, so now we're gonna come over here. Okay, we gotta set up the shot. So now you're gonna, and then you can be like, okay, I'm Emily, I went to this university. This is the career path and progression that I want to take, and then this is also my favorite cat. Hold on, we're gonna wait. So, no, we gotta wait. Oh my gosh, Becky didn't want to be a part of it.
She saw them and she was
No, she's been down this way before. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. All right, anyway.
like, okay. I'm Emily.
There you go.
I just graduated from Washington State University.
Stop laughing.
In the future, I want to study animal behavior, and right now my favorite cat is Akari.
Very good. Thank you so much, Emily.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Emily. Baggy. What the hell? What? Hi, Baggy. You're not meant for webcasting, are you? Just not a cast kitty. Just not a... Look at her. She was going up... Look at her. She's challenging Noe. Oh my gosh. Baggy. You will lose. Look. Oh my gosh. She's staring her down. Baggy is not taking any guff from Noe. What? Baggy, abort! There's nothing to be gained, Baggy! Baggy! Will you stop? Baggy, what are you doing? That is unnecessary.
See what you caused.
That is unnecessary, Baggy. That is... I don't think that you understand. There's like this perspective and then there's this perspective. Noe, why do you have to be instigating these things? It's like, I didn't. It was her. You see her? I know, she's got little kitty syndrome. She's got little Napoleon kitty syndrome. Oh my gosh. Good going, Emily. I'm kidding. Noe, don't you try to butter me up now. Don't you try to make it seem like everything is just hunky and dory. Oh my goodness. Don't get mad at me. You're the one starting fights. You're the one picking on little kitties. Wally, sort out your lady. He's like, I try. He's like, I try. There's nothing I can do. She doesn't listen to me. I complain, I plead. Nothing. She just goes and does her own thing. I know. When did those ladies, they started becoming independent, you know? Right! Oh, that was pretty wild. That was pretty wild. I was an amazing element of the webcast. I will say that's probably one of the wackier things that happened on the webcast. Sheriff Baggy, my goodness. This one's a strange one. This one's a strange one. It's pretty though. Just got that sun. Oh, just right, you know, in the sky. We can talk to Selena. We get to talk to Selena. I know, right? Hi, baby. And I see you. And we're not gonna pretend like I don't see you, 'cause I totally see you. The entirety of your body is not hidden. It is not concealed behind anything. My field of vision, my line of vision can see well over 98% of your body. And you're like, but she's like, you know, but that means that there's still 2%. That doesn't mean there's a 2% chance. You don't understand math, you're a tiger. Anyway. I got a lot of stuff. That's some schmutz. Oh, wacky. All right, there we go. Hi, my buddy Andrew. Gonna hang out in a little bit. I haven't even made it to the lower section of the compound yet. What are you doing? What is going on? These are Bizarro kitties. A world full of Bizarro kitties. Jeez, you see that? See what I gotta deal with? Man, all right. Sheesh. I think one of these leaves. Teleport. Oh, no, it's this one. Port. There we go. Nano, how you feeling? You in a good mood? Look like it. You look like it. Hi, baby. What doing? Why avoid me? Why avoid the Derek corner? Nope. Alright. Yeah, not gonna lie. Feelings hurt. Just a little. Just a little. Temperatures. Having a heat wave. A tropical heat wave. I was actually, the only reason I know that song is because of the movie Grumpy Old Men. It's the song that played in the opening credits. And of course they kind of alluded to it like at different points during the movie. I love that movie. And it was actually on. I watched it for a little bit last night. It was on TV and I'm like, oh my gosh. Even though I've seen this movie literally like 30 times, I'm gonna watch it again. Hi. Ooh, great. It's a great movie. Love it. But Chompers is better. He's a happy old man. He's a snuffly old tiger. I'd rather, even though I love the movie Grumpy Old Man, and I think that Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, fantastic. It's basically a sequel to The Odd Couple. Basically. I think I would still rather see, you know, maybe a movie with Chompers and Papa. Snuffly old men. Speaking of, well, just movies and then pop culture, and you know, we're in it's the golden age of television. We have so many programming options at our disposal right now. There's Amazon, and there's Hulu, there's Netflix, and there's so many different things, and there's so many people creating. What did you guys do? You made a lot of mess. You guys must have been just like jumping in and out of your pool a lot. Making puddles everywhere. Making puddles. Do you know anything about these puddles? Nadal? I plead the cute. I plead the cute. The cute amendment. Hey, there's one more snuffle. I'm supposed to give you another snuffle, please? Excuse me, sir, please. I was required to give you at least 6 snuffles. I only gave you 5. I need to give you your last snuffle, sir. Like, you're right. But there's like 3 shows that were announced that I'm pretty excited. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you could be really, really excited for this stuff. And look, it could be bad. It could be bad. Or it couldn't. You know, you never know. But they're making a Judge Dredd TV show. And they're looking to get Carl Urban to come back for that. Which, I don't know if you know, like the Dredd movie, 2012, the one that I was very happy. That was a very good movie. I liked it a lot. And the idea that they're making it into a TV show, pretty cool. Netflix announced that they're going to be creating a Witcher series. Oh my gosh, right. Which is based off of the, it's a Polish set of fantasy novels. And it's gonna it's got that big, very, very kind of Game of Thrones-y kind of style. There's magic and there's monsters and swords and swearing and boobs. Which a lot of people like all of those things. And then recently announced there was another show, live action adaptation of my favorite Japanese animation show. I was gonna get this thing, get this stuff and this stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop was announced that they are in development for a live action television series. I know that Keanu Reeves was trying to get a live action movie made where he was actually going to be playing the titular character of Spike Spiegel. But it just didn't, they had a script, but it just production, in these things, pre-production, it just didn't happen. Now, the great thing about it, though, and there has been so many Japanese animation, live-action adaptations that have just sucked a bag of turds. Oh, some of the more recent ones, of course, just ghosting the shit. They tried to make a Dragon Ball Z one a long time ago, and that one stunk. There's been a lot of different attempts, and it's just like never. Avatar, bleh. That's not a Japanese animation, though. Sorry, that's not. That was an American animation. But a lot of times when they try to take animated movies and they just turn them into live-action adaptations, they stink. One thing, though, is that the original production company, Sunrise, they have very close ties. That's one of the big things. It took years because they were working out a deal. The original production company for Cowboy Bebop, and they're like, well, we're not going to just let anyone take over and try to tell this story that we work so hard to craft, and then just kind of, you know, let you just kind of bastardize it via Hollywood. So, yeah, that gives me hope. And here's the other thing. Some people, like, they're just like, well, not everything needs a live-action adaptation. And you're right. It's possibly not really necessary. Why don't they make... But, like I've talked before, I want to see them give it a shot. And it might suck. They might fail at it miserably. But it's not going to ruin how I feel about the original. That's when other people are like, child... You can be critical of it, but when you're just like, there goes my child... I have no happy memories now. It's like, you don't think you're being a little bit dramatic, right? Don't you? Ah, okay. I take these things very seriously. Oh my gosh, there's other things in life. Go for a walk. Go for a walk. Chill out. It's all good. Work with some cats. Jeez. I don't live next to a facility like you do. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Don't think I ever take this for granted. I don't. I absolutely don't. I pinch myself sometimes. I'm around these guys. And then I get peed on. I'm like, is this even real? And then a splash of pee, I'm like, yeah, it's real. But, yeah. And there's a lot of, look, and I will say, like, if you, like, you can name just so many different, like, original shows that are highly regarded. people, when they say like there's nothing original being made, I know Hollywood, the movie industry, tends to crank out a lot of like familiar stuff. We talked about that a little bit before. You know, the analogy with like shirts and clothing. Not gonna get into that again. But I don't know. These ones, I'm like, it could be good. It could be. Never know. And I don't want to sit there and say, because some people, they want to be so cynical and they want to be so negative about that stuff. They're just like, boo, don't even try. And it's like, why not? That, I think it's indicative of a lot of people who just don't seem to have a lot of like internal happiness, or their self-esteem kind of goes down. And you can see that there's kind of in that kind of trollish kind of, you know, end of the internet, you see that a lot. You know, I know I've talked about like kind of the neck beardy end of the spectrum, but that does kind of happen. And I think that there's people who are just inherently just like, bleh, they're just unhappy, so they can kind of gravitate towards that whole like don't even try kind of thing a little bit more. I'm like, why not? Try. Always try. Always try. You never know. They might bring that really awesome bit of art, that set of stories that I love so much. Again, Cowboy Bebop, I love it. It's so good. It's so good. It is a Japanese anime for people, and like so many people I've talked, because I've introduced it to a number of people who are like, I don't like that. I don't like that stuff. I just don't. And I understand. You know, I'm not sitting there. I haven't watched like any anime in a long. I used to watch it a lot more. But that's one of those shows where it's like, even if you don't like that style, you know, storytelling, people still like Cowboy Bebop. They just do. It's so good because it's very like heavily like Western influenced as well, and it takes a lot of different elements from American music, and they so seamlessly and flawlessly like put a lot of different kind of cultural elements into the show, and the characters are so interesting and they're cool, and even the English. Because a lot of times the purists, well, you know, I don't like watching English dubbed anime. I only like watching subtitled anime. And it's like, okay, all right. Sometimes I just want to be able to like tell what's going on without having to read. I get it. But I do understand, because sometimes, and for a long, because I think though people take English dubs a lot more seriously and a lot more artistically nowadays, as opposed to before. But there was a time where a lot of the English dubbed stuff, it was just kind of hokey, I think, not as good. And some of the original context of dialogue was kind of lost, wasn't possibly translated as well as it could be. But Cowboy Bebop, that, like, so many people say like the sub and the dub equal goodness. So it's like, that's cool. Look at that. How lucky are we? She could have rolled at any time during the last 27 minutes and 36 seconds. But she chose to roll right now. And that right there is what you call just duty, honor, respect. Respect. The youth could learn a thing or two. There's other people are like, what are you talking about here? Sorry. I don't know, we're talking about animation. What? But yeah. That's the other, it's like some of the different elements of like the music, Yoko Kanno's score. Oh my gosh, it was so original and awesome and innovative. Well, some people are saying like she just blatantly ripped off music from other. I don't know. I guess there's some controversial things about that. I didn't want to get too deep into the, because I was a big fan for a long time. Oh my gosh, Cowboy Bebop. I watched that series like multiple times, start to finish. I still will pop it on and try to just like go through it. I love it. Love it. one of like the like that. There's that, you know, like the Lord of the Rings movies. There's like a few things that I'm just like, yes. Dread movie, I love that one. But yeah, there's so many different things that that show did well and it did right, and it's going to be probably next to impossible to try to kind of capture that vibe that they did capture in that show, and it's so hard to really even describe it unless you actually watch it. And I would even argue to say, like, man, the first like 2-3 episodes, it's not the best indicator of like what the whole show in its total is all about. They're a little bit rough, like rough cuts. It's not the best, I will admit. Some of the dialogue, a little bit hokey. They were finding their sea legs. Look, everyone's got to do that. You ever go back and watch like the first season of like Futurama? It just, everyone looks weird. So yeah, it's stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited. I can be excited. It's my right. My right to be excited about these things. And yeah, it might stink. I don't even know who's going to be taking it over. If it's going to be like like if it's like a Amazon or a Netflix thing, that's great, because then it'll give people a little bit more freedom. Like over specifically, like because it is, I will say, because it's a bit more of an adult type show. As far as just subject matter and violence and stuff like that. Yeah, neat. Anyway, just went on a rant about my favorite anime. I'm not a nerd at all. Yeah. Anyway, anywho, I gotta go. Daylight's wasting. I got some more things I gotta do. My buddy's here. I gotta go, and there's cats that are yelling at each other, all that stuff. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down in the comment section. Of course, Dorbist Award, hashtag Dorbist Award, that's always a thing. So let us know who you thought was the cutest animal or person of the day. And thanks a lot. I'll talk to you folks later, okay? Bye-bye.